An Arsenal star will hate what Mikel Arteta has planned for the summer transfer window. And Arsenal have just secured a sensational £63 million swap deal that could solve their Thomas Partey problem. Watch until the end to understand all the details. But before that, if you are also passionate about Arsenal, subscribe to our channel right now to stay up to date with everything that happens behind the scenes of the biggest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's get to today's main news. Arsenal look set to strengthen their squad at the end of the season to take the next step in their development, but one player may not like what the club have planned. Mikel Arteta has turned Arsenal into title contenders and brought them to the Champions League knockouts, but even if they fall short this season, next season promises to be an exciting one. There have been plenty of links with key targets ahead of the summer, and it seems that attackers are on the agenda, with Victor Osimhen, Ivan Toney and Nico Williams all recently linked. A new development has emerged in Arsenal's transfer plans, and Gabriel Martinelli might be one player who may not be too happy if the club land their desired targets. Gabriel Martinelli may suffer from Arsenal's summer transfers. The Mirror have now reported that Arsenal may target a striker and a winger this summer, and the arrival of a centre-forward could even see Gabriel Jesus move over to Martinelli's spot on the left wing. This summer they would like a striker, which could also allow Gabriel Jesus to play from the left, along with a midfielder and another winger, the report stated. Martinelli is Arsenal's first-choice left winger ahead of Leandro Trossard and Reiss Nelson, but should Jesus and a new winger also be added to the pecking order in his position, he may find his spot in the starting 11 in jeopardy. Whilst it may be an option on occasion, it seems unlikely that Jesus will usurp Martinelli in the pecking order on the wing. Martinelli's speed makes him a crucial fixture in this Arsenal side, and whilst a winger like Williams would provide strong competition for him, the Brazilian would back himself to keep his place. David Raya's recent improvement in distribution makes Martinelli even more important, as he can unlock the goalkeeper's full potential by running onto his long passes and offering enough speed to beat most fullbacks and carry the ball up the pitch. Additions seem inevitable this summer, and he may even welcome the increased competition, but this does show that no Arsenal player can feel too secure in their position. Arteta wants quality strength in depth, and this means even players with Martinelli's quality could find themselves rotated out of the 11, in a similar way to how Pep Guardiola limits Phil Foden's minutes at Manchester City. Romano makes startling Toney revelation as Brentford striker's true value revealed. Ivan Toney may remain at Brentford, but speculation over the striker's future was one of the main themes of the January transfer window, with Manchester United, Arsenal and Chelsea all interested in the once-capped England star. Toney had been tipped to join any of the three Premier League giants, but after Brentford put an eye-watering price tag of £100 million on the player, no deal was done. Football Transfers exclusively revealed that Arsenal were the first to be put off, with the nine-figure sum prompting Mikel Arteta's side to look at other targets, figuring that the Bees were simply trying to take advantage of the situation to make an enormous profit on the forward. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Brentford knew exactly what they were doing when they asked for £100 million for Toney. On the Daily Briefing, Romano states, ahead of the January transfer window, between October and November, Brentford were looking to ask for £60 million to £65 million for Ivan Toney. Then what happened? On the market, there were no other strikers available. Victor Osimhen wasn't available. Benjamin Sesko wasn't available and many others were not available, and so they decided to put a different price tag on Ivan Toney, something around £100 million. No one made a proposal because they didn't want to spend that money for a player who was out of contract in summer 25. So now, in the summer transfer window, as the manager Thomas Frank mentioned, the idea is for Ivan Toney to join a top club. How much is Ivan Toney really worth? Ivan Toney's estimated transfer value, ETV, is presently around £19 million, €22.4 million, though this value has plummeted over the course of the last 8 months, during which the striker has been banned from professional football due to illicit betting. At the end last season, Toney's ETV was holding steady around £31 million. His true valuation is likely to be around this figure, with his current valuation skewed by his absence from the game. Brentford, meanwhile, will try to extract the maximum value possible from him. With just a year left on his deal, the Bees will do well to reach their previous estimate of £60 million, Yet with three major clubs all looking for a centre-forward and Toney having undoubted Premier League pedigree, it may be that a bidding war means they can extract a huge premium for their star man. Arsenal get sensational £63 million swap deal chance that can solve plaguing Thomas Partey issue. Arsenal could solve two major problems through one summer transfer with a sensational opportunity potentially emerging for Mikel Arteta and Edu. A quiet January transfer window elapsed for the Gunners due to their financial situation after spending over £200 million ahead of the 2023/24 season. Declan Rice, Jurrien Timber and Kai Havertz were all brought on permanently this past summer, with David Raya also signed on loan from Brentford. Those acquisitions have greatly helped Arsenal this season, although Timber has suffered with a long-term injury. Havertz and Rice have both slotted into the midfield after Arteta saw Granit Xhaka leave in the summer. Thomas Partey and Martin Odegaard often accompanied Xhaka in a midfield trio, however the latter has been the only constant in this campaign. Injuries have significantly impacted the Ghana international season, with a new setback meaning Arteta is unable to offer an exact return date. He's progressing really well, but it's a bit too soon to tell you exactly when we're going to have him back, the Spaniard said on Friday. Partey has not featured for Arsenal in the league since early October, with that display arriving off the bench in the clash against Manchester City. An exit for Partey this summer seems likely, especially with the likes of Juventus, Barcelona and Real Sociedad, along with several Saudi Pro League clubs, showing an interest. Links to Barcelona are certainly interesting, especially as they look to restructure their midfield. Like Arsenal, the Catalan giants have been interested in Martin Zubimendi, and allowing him to join Barcelona could actually benefit the Gunners. According to Spanish outlet Relevo, Frenkie de Jong is open to leaving Barcelona this summer, with the club also accepting his request. The Netherlands international has frequently been linked with an exit from the Spanish club, but his desire to remain at the Camp Nou has prevented an exit. In the summer of 2022, Manchester United agreed a guaranteed fee of €75 million (£63 million) with Barcelona, however the move did not transpire. Given this new update, the Red Devils will likely be interested again, however Arsenal could hold the advantage given Barcelona's interest in Partey. A swap deal being agreed is therefore a possibility, and the acquisition of De Jong at a cut-price player plus cash deal would significantly improve the midfield depth available to Arteta. Arsenal are set to extend the contract of defender Takahiro Tomiyasu, with just 18 months left on his current deal. The 25-year-old has struggled with injuries this season, and has spent the last month competing in the Asia Cup with Japan, but has now returned, and is set to be available for Sunday's trip to face West Ham United. The defender can play anywhere across the backline, and has excelled on both flanks as well as in the center of defense when he has played this season. Arsenal are set to confirm his contract extension in the coming days, and Mikel Arteta values him highly, and has previously described him as tremendous. Why Mikel Arteta rates Takahiro Tomiyasu so highly? A report from The Standard has revealed that internally, Mikel Arteta is a huge fan of Tomiyasu, and believes that he is one of the best players at the club when it comes to 1v1 defending. The 25-year-old is highly valued by Arteta, who considers him among the best one-on-one defenders in the squad, the report claimed. Tomiyasu is often selected at left-back ahead of Alexander Zinchenko for his superior defensive ability, and his presence in the squad opens up new tactical options for Arteta, as he can play him anywhere in defense to add aerial presence, speed and excellent defensive awareness. Tomiyasu was something of a surprise signing in the 2021 summer transfer window, joining on deadline day from Serie A side Bologna. He quickly settled, as he was one of the best players on the pitch in his third game for the club, which came in a famous North London derby victory over Tottenham Hotspur, who were interested in signing him before his arrival at Arsenal. Tomiyasu has struggled with injuries in all of his campaigns so far, which does present a bit of a concern for Arsenal, but his performances have consistently improved, and prior to his injury in November, he was enjoying the best spell of his career at the club. The Japan star is consistently excellent at the back, and his ability on the ball has vastly improved, with his 2 assists against RC Lens in the Champions League a particular highlight. Having him back in the squad will be a huge boost for Arteta as Arsenal gear up for the next few months, in which they will hope to challenge for the title and progress in the Champions League knockouts. Well, folks, those were today's news. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay informed about everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell so you won't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and see you in the next video.